Joined now by Tina Griffin, the counterculture mom. Tina, as always, great to see you.
Hey, great to see you too.
What's going on with children's toys, for God's sake? Hasbro training session. All Hasbro employees have to take this training that basically instructs them about how babies are racists. Explain that to me.
Well, you pretty much just did. It's absolutely ridiculous. There was a mandatory training that recently came out, and David Johnson is the insider, the whistleblower that said not going to happen. He contacted Project Veritas, and then they blew his story wide open. But they basically had a huge training session from Hasbro, co-founders of Conscious Kids. They're lecturing the employees about the inherent racism of babies, saying by the time that kids are 3 to 6 months old, they can begin to notice and express preference by race. Are you kidding me? By age 4, they're showing a strong and consistent pro-white, anti-black bias. I can't even believe that we're even talking about stuff like this. Who in the heck came up with something like this with a critical race theory? White children, they're saying, show pro-white bias at the age of 5. Here's what's crazy, Dr. Duke. When whistleblower David Johnson said this, he's a man of color, and he came out and said, and found this website from Dr. Darwin, who describes herself as a black cisgender woman who is a licensed clinical professional counselor and specializes in infant mental health for culturally, racially, and linguistically marginalized families. And she said this. She wrote an article that says babies can't be racist. They have a preference for people who look like their caregivers because that's part of their survival skills. So come on.
Before we continue, let's listen to the whistleblower himself in this short video.
My name is David Johnson. I'm a packaging engineer for Hasbro. They are attempting to covertly push CRT, critical race theory, through branding and messaging through their products.
Children as young as 2 are already using race to reason about people's behaviors.
2-year-old racists is just an absurd concept.
By 3 to 6 months, babies are beginning to notice and already express preference by race. By age 3, children are already starting to apply stereotypes. They also may use racist language intentionally at this age.
This is critical race theory in practice. They explain that the white children in particular have the particular bias against black people.
Children as young as 2 are already using race to reason about people's behaviors, and we may see this play out in daycare or on the playground in how kids are starting to choose or exclude playmates and friends.
Wow.
Regarding product content and anti-blackness, a large portion of media or products are centered around or perpetuates anti-blackness, and research shows that negative or deficient depictions of blackness in media and products perpetuates this anti-blackness as well as aversive.
This is just outrageous. And God bless that man. I wonder, do you know, I haven't done a follow-up. Does he still have a job at Hasbro? What has Hasbro had to say about this?
I'm not sure if he still has a job, but I will tell you, if he doesn't have that job, he's got about 14 new jobs because he's actually on the front of the battle lines. The fact that this is promoting race itself drives me nuts. The same author I just told you about, sorry, one quick second here, too many people. Dr. Darwin, that same person also said, she said children's thoughts about race is based on what they learn from adults. So the whole racism concept, if the adults and parents are racist, yeah, their kids are going to learn that, but you're not born as a racist, as a 3-month-old baby deciding that, you want to hate white people or hate black people. It's absolutely ridiculous. The lady giving that training needs to have her go back to kindergarten.
Yeah, this is really outrageous. It is about being born racist, though, because they're marking differences between white babies and black babies. So brown babies, black babies, it's really the white babies by the time they're 3 months old, 5 months old, who've imbibed this. It's absolute nonsense. It's the same thing with the transgenders, right? You can't tell me a 5-month-old knows anything about its gender, anything more. And by the way, a 5-year-old, you could make a better argument. There's no good argument, but you could make a better argument that a 5-year-old is at least aware of its genitals than you could make an abstract argument that a 5-month-old who doesn't even know how to think abstractly yet has any conscious sense of race at all. I mean, as bad as the transgender argument is for 5 months old or 5 months old or 8 months old or 9 months old babies, it's even worse when you're trying to project race on them.
Absolutely. And I just want to point out that Hasbro has gone down the hill fast in the last 2 or 3 years. 2 or 3 years ago, we blasted out the Counterculture Mom team that the CEO, Brian Goldner, said that he's eliminating gender from their toys. It's absolute lunacy. Then you had the Mr. Potato Head going genderless. It's one thing after another. These people, need prayer. I want to say get their head examined, but really they do, because they're so far off base. And the problem is there's too many leaders in our culture today that are creating toys, that are pumping out Hollywood movies, TV shows, all of that, magazines, that literally have been brainwashed themselves, that the wrong people are giving advice and creating toys for our kids today. We have to pick better role models.
Tina, it's time to make Hasbro has been. Before we let you go, we would be remiss by not showing you this Little Nas shocking video. We don't have a lot of time to talk about it. Unbelievable. This is basically your gay bathhouse, right? This is black nude bodies writhing naked. This is Little Nas of the devil, gave the devil a lap dance in a previous segment. We've only got about 30 seconds. Comment on this.
Absolutely. It's disgusting. And the thing is, he was mocking the fact that he has this issue now with Nike with his Satan shoes with a drop of human blood and 660 shoes, whatever they sold in a matter of 10 seconds. It's demonic. It really is demonic. To find out more information, you got to download our app. Our Counterculture Mom app is phenomenal. Make sure you click on premium. Our team is constantly pumping out the junk, and we're pumping out the good stuff. Instead of My Little Ponies with Hasbro, make sure you check out Girls of Faith dolls. They're fantastic toys for kids of all ages, all in our Counterculture Mom app. Get it at your fingertips. Put the power back in your hands, parents. Don't let Hollywood tell you who your kids should listen to.
And Little Nas, of course, is a huge star amongst youngsters and young kids. Don't let them watch that video or any of this stuff. It's garbage. Tina.
No Nickelodeon.
Thank you so much,
No
Tina.
Nickelodeon. Absolutely.
Counterculture Mom. We'll be back. Look forward to seeing you next week.